Hey everybody, welcome to the weekend. It's Friday, TGIF.
We are here like the weekend for real. So welcome to the weekend.
And welcome to another episode of A Blind Guy,
His Wife,
Their Life
Live.
On this channel, we explore entertainment, careers, and health and wellness, all while changing the narrative of what it means to be normal, shifting the focus from people being disabled to being differently able.
So today's going to be fun, Corey. What we got going on?
Well, we always have every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 11:15 a.m. We start our journey with a 5-minute story, or like today, we're going to do our word on the street.
This is a good one, too.
Our word on the street is brought to us by one of our friends, Belanta Queen, one of her Belanta kids. Is her son Jaquil. He's going to bring the word on the street. We're going to let Jaquil come on and just say hello, Jaquil, when we come on.
All right. So right now we're going to bring Jaquil on so you guys can wave and Jaquil can say hello. Hey there, Jaquil.
How are you guys?
So we are looking forward to hearing some things from you today. You got a whole bunch of stuff there.
Yeah, we got a lot of puzzles here, a lot of custom things that you won't really see.
Nice. Custom things that we won't really see. All right, so we will hide you. We're going to keep the secret until later.
Then we have today one of our creative friends. He's the CEO of TLC Puppet Workshops and Infinite Change. He's also a fabulous media producer as well as a martial artist. He practices Capoeira. He is none other, we call him affectionately Uncle James, but James Cooper.
Hey, let's say hello. Let's say hello. Let's say hello.
Hey, how you doing?
All right.
Doing great. So glad to have you here today. We won't give away all your secrets. We're just going to a production master. What else can we say, Corey?
He's an expert of all things media.
Got it. Okay, so he agrees, Corey. We can put him backstage. We don't give away all the secrets.
We're going to end today with Chef LaQuita Marie, as always, presents a tasty plant-based treat for the day.
Oh, does that mean they get a sneak peek?
Sneak peek.
So, we are always trying to get you guys to eat more fruits and vegetables. So that means today's plant-based treat is a fun one.
Oatmeal breakfast cookies.
That's all. That's it. You get a little bit of an insight into what it is, and hey, oatmeal breakfast cookies.
And speaking of oatmeal breakfast cookies, those go great with a cup of coffee, LaQuita Marie. So if you want to make sure that we have coffee to go with our breakfast cookies and we're not looking like
broken down and tired,
then please remember, buy me a coffee. Visit www.buymeacoffee.com/blind guy, his wife, their life. You can make a one-time donation of buy us one coffee, buy us 2 coffees, buy us 300 coffees. All proceeds.
Well, Corey, actually, it does say here 135, and then they can type in a number here. Let's see how many they can type in. 1 0 0 0 0. Ooh, you can put a lot of zeros in there, and that means it would be 50,000. They can support in any way they can. So I'm gonna just erase some of those zeros because I don't have that. I don't have that kind of money. Let's see if so if I bought one coffee, it's $5. But go ahead, Corey. You were talking about proceeds.
The proceeds go towards Chime Entertainment. It's our 501c3 parent company.
Oh, it's right there under the support button. It does say 100% of all proceeds goes to Chime Entertainment Inc.
And that way you can get a nice little tax write-off if you desire to do so. So don't forget, buymeacoffee.com/blind guy, his wife. And also, if you're joining us today, make sure you smash that like button. I mean, tear it to pieces, blow it to smithereens. And if you're not subscribed,
Corey, they do all of that. How they gonna watch it the next day?
Well, make sure if you're not having subscribed, make sure you subscribe and share this content with others that might find it valuable. You're going to read the comments for us today too as well, right?
Oh, sure. There's a lot of people already here saying good morning. So we've got Philip Waldo Jr. saying good morning, all.
PWJ, thanks for joining us this morning.
Hey, Sonia with the Y is in the house.
Sonia with the Y, the vocalist extraordinaire, was featured. You can go back to our replays and watch her interviews with her vocal talents.
And of course, if you're watching this on the replay, we appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Guys, I don't know how many of you saw my birthday chat, But if you just look at the beginning, Sonia with the Y, the vocalist, is singing. So Zenobia,
Supernova's in the house, blowing things up as usual, being the star that she is.
Yes, hey there to my favorite family, my other family, and special guests. She's saying hi to all of y'all. Even our Watoto was saying, hey, y'all.
Hey, our Watoto. Watoto is children in Swahili. They are checking in with us as well.
We also have here Anja Africa saying blessings, royal family. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Travel the world with Anja Africa.
Oh, that's the new, what do you
theme
call
song.
it? Yeah, her new theme song. And so, of course, our children agree them oatmeal breakfast cookies was smack, and I ain't capping.
All right.
Smack means good.
Capping means not lying.
Right, so they were good. She's not lying. LaShonda Brooks says, happy Friday.
Shonda logging in on a Friday. Shonda, you ain't got no job, man.
Don't give away all the secrets. Elizabeth says, hello all. Hey there.
Elizabeth.
We don't know where Elizabeth is. Go to her channel. That's her name right there. That's her channel.
It's like a new game. Where in the world is Elizabeth?
Yes, because of course, you got to move in silence. And so Elizabeth will be in Ghana one minute, Dubai the other. She'll be in another place. Go check her out. She is all things Mama Alkebulan, aka Africa. Yum, cookies for breakfast. You know that's our kids, Corey. They also said Mzuri Asabuki. That's good morning in Swahili. And so, Corey, we got a lot of good things happening today. I say we move forward to today's.
It's time for today's Word on the Street. With Jaquil. Jaquil, welcome again. We're going to bring you forward. What's today's word on the street, Jaquil?
Well, today's word on the street is cold. And speaking of cold, we have some cold puzzles over here.
Okay.
Are they fresh out the freezer?
No, the reason they call them cold is because cold is slang for cool or very something that you like. It's another phrase for fire, I guess you could say.
Nice,
right.
Nice. So I'm going to put you on full screen so you can talk about these cold puzzles. Now, these come from a special place. Tell us about these.
Okay, well, they come from the special place, our hearts and our home. And right here we have, well, this is set it off. This is probably my mom's personal favorite puzzle that she made. And then another one that she likes also is this Melanin Poppin'. She talks about it all the time.
Yes.
I like this one too. You know, the show Young, Brilliant, and Black. And then I'm a Star Wars fan, so I really like this one as well. The Melanin Force be with you.
May the Melanin Force be with you. I love that.
So these are all puzzles that your mom creates. So your mom, she does not just puzzles.
Wait a minute, Corey. You're right. She doesn't just do puzzles, but I see the Lion Queen. Everybody's melanated. All these puzzles. I'm looking at Princess Tiana, looking her fabulous self. But they got also a Frozen, a sister of Frozen as a princess.
That's cold.
That's cold. Oh, Corey, now all the melanin popping. They've got like a popcorn. What do you call that thing? The red and white popcorn box, but it says melanin popping, and you got the chocolate popcorn popping out.
Cool.
So this is awesome. So Jaquil, I'm going to also share the screen because if we want to buy these, we can go to your mom's Facebook page, Braids by Q, right?
That is correct.
And braids with the Z, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So these things are right there on the website. So these are puzzles. Corey, you were going to say something about.
Yeah, she also does T-shirts and water bottles, other printing too, right?
Yes, this hoodie that I'm wearing right now was actually custom for this puzzle, this Rugrats puzzle. It was also made, and then it has the melanin on the sleeve that she put on there.
Oh, okay. So she made you. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm jealous of that.
That's a cold
sweater.
Sweatshirt.
Yeah, that's something. Now it's funny because you said the word today is cold. That means good. But back in the ancient times when we were youngins, the word cold actually was like, man, that's cold. Like that was foul. You shouldn't have said that was cold that you said that. So it's interesting now. Cold is now good. So all right.
Well, Jaquil, you've done a great job, and people are really enjoying you. Just so that you know, before you leave. Good morning, Karen Pino. Karen is in the house.
Karen.
We also have our kids saying, yes, melanin popping. So that's so cool. We got Philip Aldo Jr. saying, hello, Jaquil. And then, of course, we have other people saying those puzzles look fun to put together. and they look amazing. Welcome, young king, is what LaShonda's saying. Yes, people are loving your presentation. You have a great speaking style. It's so nice to see a young man doing his thing.
Yeah, man.
And you guys, now I'm not going to tell all your business, but you guys, your heritage is Balanta because you did AfricanAncestry.com. That means if people want to take their DNA certificate and send a picture of it to your mom, she can create a puzzle, she can frame it, send it back so that they can take themselves apart, put themselves together again, and just enjoy it that way as well, right?
Yeah, she could do that.
Awesome. Well, we've really enjoyed you guys. If you want to get some of this action, go to Braids by Q on Facebook. You can get your hair done virtually, or you can get something in person like these puzzles. Her products are right there on her page. You can do custom orders, send her a picture. So Jaquil, this has been great. We are going to say goodbye to you for now and enjoy your weekend.
Thanks, Jaquil.
Have a wonderful time. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Take care. Wow, that's what I'm talking about.
That's creative right there. And speaking of creative, we have a very special featured guest today.
Absolutely.
This person can write a play, can build the set for the play, do the lights for the play, run the sound cues for the play. He can act in the play. And then if you give him a bad review in the newspaper, he can kick your butt. Because he's also a martial artist who studies Capoeira.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
It's time for today.
But wait a minute, you forgot something.
He's the CEO of TLC Puppet Workshops.
Oh, I was gonna say he could use an alias to say who kicked your butt, because he can just blame it on the puppet. That's
true. He can use it and say blame it on the puppet. Blame it on the puppet.
Get to the introduction.
It's time for today's special guest, CEO of TLC Puppet Workshops and Infinite Change, James Cooper.
Good morning. Good morning. You guys doing?
Doing great. How are you doing?
All right, James, thanks for joining us this morning. We're going to dive right in. Now, part of our narrative that we have is we're trying to shift the focus from being disabled to being differently able. And you're a wonderful example of what that means. We're going to start off with your journey into theater. You got into theater at an early age, am I correct?
Yes, I was 12.
12 years old. And how much theater, how did that start with you?
They needed somebody to make, and I flipped the switches. Boom, lightning, and that was it. And then from there, I just started learning bit by bit, piece by piece.
Wow. Well, you know what? Speaking of wow, this video is saying wow. I think she was saying it about the puzzles, and so were our kids, because they're talking about, ooh, can I get my hair done? You know what? We're gonna skip past all of them, and we're gonna get to the welcome. Philip Waldo Jr. says, welcome, James. Atuban, the Talking Drums Entertainment, is saying Aquaba, which means welcome. Hey there, Giselle. She's saying hello to us and the fam, everybody in the chat. And Sonal, she was also saying that everything is so creative. I think she means you as well as the puzzles, because of the intro that we gave. You know, Belanta Queen is saying welcome, Aquaba. So they're enjoying you. Now I've got a picture of young James. I think you were a little bit older than 12, because in this particular picture, can you see it okay?
Oh, yeah.
You were, we see the beast like you have on a costume. You took the head off, so you were playing like Beauty and the Beast. You were playing a character here, and you said you would, explain this to us.
So this is when I was doing children's birthday parties. I would be a costume character that came and visited children, so they're their favorite costume character. That's probably when I was probably about 18 at that point. So I was well on my journey when it came to theater. So that was easy. You know, that was just fun. At that point, everything started to be fun.
Right.
I do that now. I still continue that type of stuff now, that type of fun.
Right.
Now you were sharing with me that, you know, you yourself in the theater world, it's a lot of script reading, whether you're working backstage, directing, or doing the set design, you have to read the script. Now I know you discovered kind of early on in your middle school, high school life, that you were dyslexic.
Yes, sir. And luckily for me, I had lots of great instructors, teachers, counselors that noticed it, and gave me the tools to be able to address it, to get to the place where I function with dyslexia. It was never really truly medically diagnosed.
Right.
They saw it and was like, no, this is a problem, let's fix it. So I had a lot of good people around me. And I try to do that nowadays, is keep good people around me to keep me in line. So
absolutely. That's, go ahead. What were you going to finish saying?
That's it. That was it.
And speaking of that, because of course, Corey, it's so funny how, like you're saying, your difference is that you can't see. And it doesn't mean that you are just disabled. You just do things differently. Some of us, we got to fight. Like, I'm gonna just share a couple of these fight scenes here, because you teach capoeira, you play capoeira, you dance capoeira or fight capoeira. I don't know how to say it there, but you do all things capoeira. And Power is a martial artist as well. He says, "Greetings, Sifu Sensei James." People are saying hello. They're like, Milton is in there saying hello.
Power, Milton.
Even,
there.
you know what? That's why I left that comment, because I knew you were going to say that. But anyways, Kojo Bento, hello. Kojo was in Ghana. Hello there. So happy to have you.
All right. Thanks for joining us today.
Yes. And of course, Power is giving capoeira greetings. So those are some of the pictures I'm going to share right now.
And one of the reasons we brought these pictures up, James, because a lot of times people think, and I'm just going to be honest, people think that brothers that are engaged in theater and the performing arts that we're just soft. But I played football, and I know you said you played sports, but capoeira is kind of where you found your home as far as athletic and physical fitness. Correct?
Yeah. I think it blended all of the theatrics that I was used to. There's a lot of performance aspects, a lot of singing, music, and then the actual playing of the game. But there's a very lethal aspect. If you get a kick that's moving, 30 miles an hour, which they move that fast, you can hurt yourself. So there's a wide array of feelings that you go through when you're playing.
I'm looking at an action kick, Corey. I have it on the screen. That's actually James with the kick. The other dude is flying down. He's flipping to get out of the way of that kick, because the idea with capoeira is that you're not making contact. It's definitely, you're definitely practicing the fighting, but you're not making contact, which is why, look, his face is like, practicing.
That do that. There is a place where you can actually have full contact capoeira. But they have competitions, so yeah.
Right. Capoeira actually is rooted in African culture, and it actually is part of just basically the Underground Railroad, because to tell the story, James, about basically why it's done like a dance.
Yeah, because I'm just highlighting a comment right now, Corey, because I took away Philip Waldo's giving you a secret, talking about he knew you could see. So we're gonna go past that. Giselle says this is nice, and Power is saying Angola or Haitian Isle, bro. This is real African arts. Much respect. So you can explain the question that Corey just asked a little bit about why, they say, oh, we're just practicing, we're just dancing.
We're playing
capoeira.
It had to be hidden. It evolved during the slavery period in Brazil, to fight for the freedom of the slaves in that area in the sugar fields. So capoeira and those fighting styles kind of were hidden in the dance culture of what they did down there. They would let us dance, but they wouldn't let us fight. So we had to do those two things together, and we were very innovative. And like, oh, let's make it pretty. Oh no, we're just playing. This is a dance, and
right.
And there's a lot of disguise in the style of fighting. A lot of what we call militia, which is the hidden malice behind the attacks that we do. Also, there are three styles of capoeira. Angola, Haitian Isle are the two basic ones, the bigger ones, but there's about two of the two, which is one that I practice because it's not as high flying as Haitian Isle, doesn't have the flips and the big grand kicks, the show offiness. And then we have Angola, which is the closer, more elderly style. I'm going to say more. It's closer to traditional. And then batuk, which is the kind of medium in between the two that I like to practice because I get a little bit of the old and a little bit of the new. So yeah, that's capoeira in a nutshell. You know.
Nice. So speaking of playing, I've got a couple of pictures here of you facilitating workshops with puppets because you are a puppet artist. You have a business, TLC Productions or TLC Puppet Workshops. Here you are with some young people in a workshop. Our children have participated in this before. Here's some finished products from them. And then we also show here, you got a full-size puppet as well. And this is where you design these puppets, you create a full production with these puppets. And let's go ahead and skip over to your website so that while you tell us a little bit about your puppet history, how you gotten into this, tell us a little bit and we'll show the people where they can go. As you see, they're still loving it.
Puppetry wise, I started in high school. Once my theatrical experience, we were doing Little Shop, and that's where I fell completely in love with puppetry. I was 115 pounds, but I did play football. I was a running back, which is but I was really quick, really strong. But I was the only one that could fit inside of the puppet. And without passing out in the puppet. So I did that, came out, wanted to learn more and started to learn more. When I finished high school, did some other productions, got a lot of workshop information on the collegiate level. I did those that had puppets involved. I ended up being a puppet master at Norfolk State for a little bit for shows. And then I ran across a company called Rainbow Puppets, where I kind of got my apprenticeship on how to actually do the production side of puppetry, how to design the puppets and all of that. And now, even now, I add to that on a daily basis. I'm studying at UConn to be an international master. I'm already a puppeteer in the States. They'll claim me in the States, but they won't outside because I only had one style of puppetry under my belt. But now I have 7. People don't know there are that many under, but anything that whenever you take an inanimate object and speak through it, i.e. like drums, that's puppetry. And so I use that to communicate with a lot of people, especially on the educational level with the children, taking things that they are familiar with and giving a little facelift, a little revitalization so that they can understand them in their context.
Now, puppets have this unique value. I find it cuts across age ranges. You think about the Muppet Show back in the 70s and 80s. Adults are into that more than the kids, I believe. What is it about puppets that's just so attractive to people?
I think the person behind it disappears, and the puppets can really tell the story without any filters. They don't have any real guidelines to say, oh, a puppet shouldn't be saying that. Say a puppet.
You know what? Yeah, because we have a comment here that says you don't even need audio to understand this. Like as I'm showing the video, it's obvious that was the Itsy Bitsy Spider. We saw the rain and all of this production work. Like right now, Corey, we're looking at we're looking at a like how it all works, behind the scenes. Yes. And so what's happening here is, people are saying this looks cool and fun. Of course, that's our kids' Corey. But the thing here is that, like Giselle says, with puppetry, you can be anyone you want to be, and it's another form of drama. So I see here that you picked up somebody.
This is Percy, and as you can see, as I talk, he talks. A lot of people say, "Oh, are you a ventriloquist?" I'm like, "No, you're gonna see my lips move. That's why I hide behind the curtain, because I can't do that." But this is one of the puppets that I use probably a lot because it's one off. He's melanated.
Yes.
He looks like my audience, so they relate to him a lot better. They'll come up and talk to him and say stuff to him, and I'll be standing right there, and you can pay me any mind. I disappear. I kind of melt into the into the fabric. But he is a great ambassador when it comes to puppetry. And he's very smart too. I didn't know he was as smart as he is. So
James, I gotta do this. You move the puppet's mouth and I'm gonna talk. Ready? Here we go.
I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe you should say what Philip Waldo Jr. is saying. Brother has some skills in several areas. Maybe that's what you should say, Corey. Or the puppet workshops are so cool.
Here we go, James. Way down in the jungle deep, the big bad lion stepped on the signifying. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, make a Dolomite puppet. But yeah, but you also do media productions as well, not just the puppetry and the theater, but you do a lot of behind the scenes work as far as set design and building for theater, for lighting, tech designs, and sound designs. You do it all, directing, acting. But what about your media production?
Because everything we saw in that video on your site, I did drop your site in the link. That was your work, right?
Yeah. All of that was my work. Everything that you saw, if I didn't directly or physically have my hands on, like when I'm performing the puppetry, I have another camera person, but sometimes I will do puppetry and it'll just be me, and I'll start the camera and hope for the best. And I may do 5 or 6 takes or something, but yeah, editing, any media source, I have studied quite extensively. And then theater, because theater is one of those all-encompassing things. If you know a lot about it, then you can help other people where they're lacking, and that's what I like to do. And that's why my bachelor's degree is in education, showing people new things, ways to do stuff, new avenues for people to, and my community, increase their work. Do the research and explore. And
a lot of them work.
You popped up, and I'm like, yeah,
breaking up.
I do that.
Right. Speaking of doing the work, we had Sanal said, nice website. So I went on and pulled up your other site because you're the owner of the venue on 35th Street. Corey Anja Africa says, you are the truth. You need a puppet, but I digress. This is why we go to the venue to get our productions done. Tell us a little bit about the venue on 35th Street, because the venue, this is the website, and this is another site that you've designed. I'm just going to scroll around and you talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, it's the venue is a place where artists can come and like I said, explore their talent. I've done a lot of things. I've explored a lot of things. I've experienced a lot of things, from comedy. I did stand-up comedy for a little while. I've done poetry for a little bit. I've sang, dance, act. I have a wide range, and I love to teach that. Those are my babies. That's one of my summer camps. We did a summer camps where the kids could explore acting, singing, dancing, musical theater. They did some puppetry, they did some set design, they did some costume design, and we took them through all of that stuff. And we do that, and we still do that. And we're planning on trying to do virtually this year, being that we're in the climate that we're in. But at the venue, it's all ages. People that are just finding themselves. Try it out on a smaller stage before you get in front of 20,000 people and pass out. Pass out in front of 10 people.
So, I also want to highlight this outdoor stage that you have at the venue, because not only do you have indoor space, but you have outdoor space with a stage, and it's amazing.
Yeah, it's the connectivity to the environment, and understanding that we're responsible for both the inside and the outside of people and of the space. We got to connect everything all in one show. He says, I love that. That was right on time.
And what, let's say we give you 1.5 minutes to, if somebody's out there that's experienced what you've experienced with the dyslexia and then still being able to achieve such wonderful things with all your creativity, what would you say to encourage that person that might be going through that now in high school or college, or that parent that might have someone that's shown that they may have some different learning styles?
Positive energy. I don't even need to take the whole minute. Positive energy. Keep positive energy around you. That'll fill you up, and then you'll put that out, and you'll push forward. It'll propel you forward. Positive energy always propagates positive results.
All right.
Nice.
Well, James, we appreciate you spending some time with us today, and we're gonna say goodbye to you. We're gonna put you in person backstage.
Wait a minute, no, not just backstage. You know, before we go to our plant-based treats, we got a plant-based guy right here.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
because the thing is, he's a martial artist, and I know you said that when you went fully plant-based, you definitely increased, some of the nutrients that you were getting. You increased the volume of things that you were eating so that you could do what you had to do out there in the streets. Not that you're getting into fights and all of that.
In other words, I was just getting old.
I'm not, but I got to be ready. I got to be ready.
Because I know Howard mentioned Taekwondo. Like, they saw some brothers beating the skin off some other folks with some Taekwondo. You know what I mean? So you got to stay strong. So you're plant-based. Just so you know, people are loving you. They said this was absolutely amazing. Gisela is reminding you all, give it a thumbs up. And so how is it working for you to be plant-based and thriving, or are you plant-based and waning?
No, I put on 10 pounds. I put on 10 pounds, and because I'm so active, I'm pretty sure it's muscle, but every once in a while I'm like, I don't know. I think on this, but I feel better. I process better. I can feel energy come back. I'm a lot earlier in the day. I'm taking the time to rest. It helped me balance my process. So yeah.
Got it.
Love it. I love it.
Love it. Okay. And if people want to follow you, they can just go to the venue on 35th on Facebook, right?
Yeah, that most of the information is there. And I check that every day. There's some other places you can find me. James Cooper is one of those places. If you put that name in, you'll find my son.
Got it. Yeah. Oh yeah, we'll find Junior. Okay.
super talented. And but yeah, if you do the venue, then the venue can get you to all of the other aspects of what I do. And I'm waiting to hear from people. Give me new ideas. Let's do something different.
Awesome. Corey, speaking of Facebook, one of our friends, she sews actually. She has her child, they came on one of the tour groups. I'll tell you later. She says hello from Facebook. That's all I was trying to get out there. But anyway.
Now, we got an idea, James, we got to have you come back. And here's the idea. You and Power virtually face off. My friend Power going virtual face off. Capoeira versus Kung Fu. I think that'd be a great addition.
I studied Shuriru Kung Fu for a little bit, so.
Oh, okay. So he's ready no matter what. Well,
got a little bit of Kung Fu under my belt too.
Right. Philip Waldo Jr. is saying, thanks for completing the week, James. We've had 2 other Power brothers here before you. This has been wonderful. Atumpan, the Talking Drums, is saying it's always wonderful. Donnie is another brother. He says, awesome. Lively viewers piping in from Ghana. She says, Grand Rising, folks, another great guest. We appreciate it. Hey, we getting those smiles from Facebook, Corey. Right. And, Gisela's asking, did we mention the IG or Facebook earlier? The Facebook is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. I just showed it. If you scroll up in the chat, we put his puppet website in the chat. So you can just touch that blue link. It'll take you right to his Facebook page. His TLC Puppets page. So then you can always rewind, guys. You can always rewind on a live and then fast forward to where we are. So that's the cool thing about technology. Speaking of technology, XDMC says awesome.
XDMC in the house.
He does productions as well. And Philip Waldo Jr., just for you and XDMC, is shouting out Ethiopian Air.
There you go. So Power and James face off virtually with martial arts, and the women get 5 free tickets on Ethiopian Air.
All right. We are going to move on to our next segment as we say goodbye to you. It's been such a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
And now it's time for Chef LaQuita Marie's plant-based treat.
All right, getting you guys to eat more fruits and vegetables.
Oatmeal breakfast cookies.
We're going to get these breakfast cookies started with 2 cups of oats, half a cup of sunflower butter.
Chemicals in sunflower seeds stop the growth of cancer cells, helping to fight colon, prostate, and breast cancer.
Blended the bananas and the dates. So I'm going to pour out what looks like about 3 bananas, I should say.
You could just use 3 bananas, but we added dates because they're natural sweeteners that are rich in fiber and high in iron.
It does regulate blood sugar. So I'm going to pour this onto the spoon so I can get about a teaspoon of cinnamon. I have about a half cup of nuts that I'm adding there. A whole cup of nuts.
Walnuts are a great source of fiber. They promote heart health and provide antioxidants that fight dementia.
Pop it down onto the baking sheet like that. All right, so we just flatten these out a little bit. We're gonna pop them in the oven.
Bake on 350 for 7 to 9 minutes.
It tastes delicious. Corey, here, taste this.
It's just right for breakfast. It's got the right amount of sweetness. The nuts make it really crunchy and it gives you a lot of different textures. It's good. It's a good breakfast treat.
To me, these look like dog food, so I made a quick chocolate sauce with cacao powder.
It's actually really good.
They're actually really good. All right.
That was so funny. They look like dog food, but trust and believe they tasted very good, especially with a hot cup of coffee.
Or just some water, guys. Drink your water. These cookies are good no matter what. And I mean, y'all can be honest. They did look like dog food before I put the chocolate sauce. But I created the chocolate sauce with cacao powder, which has a lot of antioxidants, like 40 times the antioxidants of green tea and blueberries. So get you some cacao powder too.
We want to thank you for joining us on this episode of A Blind Guy,
His Wife,
Their Life. Like someone said before, this week was a power-packed week of creative brothers that were here. Next week is going to belong to the ladies. We introduce you to some fabulous women. We got chiropractors, veterinarians, and scientists in the house next week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 11:15 a.m. Join us for those episodes. But in the meantime, don't want us to look like this.
Don't want us to look broken down and tired.
Buy us a coffee. Visit buymeacoffee.com/blind guy his wife their life. Make a one-time donation, and it goes to our 501c3 parent company, Oxen Pond Edutainment Incorporated.
Yes.
So,
Corey, I'm sorry. I'm just laughing at everybody talking about the dog food. But you got plant-based brothers like XDMC saying, I'm trying that tonight. Multifaceted Shade. Hey there. She says, I have to try that. Our friends, we got a lot of folks in here just chatting it up. I'm going to make those tonight.
all right.
So, that's a good thing.
And when you do, let us know. Come back into the comments on the replay and let us know how they turned out. Now, since we had a Capoeira person up here, instead of saying deuces today, I'm going to sing a Capoeira fight song you might remember from a car commercial. Zoom, 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 Capoeira matarum. Deuces.